Good morning, everyone. This is Saurabh from Heal Technologies. Thank you for joining us at this webinar on 5 simple ways to extend your Android battery life. This webinar will be presented by Mr. Nikhil More. Nikhil is an online marketing manager at Heal Technologies and has over 9 years of experience into digital marketing and a passion for technology, usability, and photography. Nikhil is also a recognized expert in the internet marketing strategies for the antivirus industry. At Heal Technologies, Nikhil is associated with the cybersecurity program, which is the company's corporate social responsibility initiative. I will now hand over the proceedings of this webinar to Nikhil.
Good morning, everyone, and a warm welcome to today's webinar on 5 simple ways to extend your Android battery life. Android has taken over a major share in the uh, device that's been preferred by all, one and all in today's world. Let's set up some ground rules for today's webinar. Today's webinar, we will cover up, my presentation, and I'll share with you the tips and tricks about how to improve your Android battery life and other topics. Uh, Post this webinar, we will have a question and answer session where you can ask me questions relevant to your Android usage or questions about your Android device or your experience. You can share your experience with me about what's your concerns with the Android device that you use. In case you have any questions for later, you can definitely write back to us at corporatecommunications@quickheal.co.in and we will do our best to answer all your queries. This webinar would also be hosted on our YouTube channel, and the presentation for today's webinar will be hosted on the slideshare.net site. Without any further ado, let me start with today's proceedings. Topics that we would be covering in today's discussion: common problems with the Android ecosystem, tips to extend your Android battery life, top apps which drain your battery, and how can QuickHeal help you in fixing the problems that you uh, might have encountered while operating your Android device. Now, before we move ahead, there is a quick opinion poll that I would like to know from you about your usage of or your commonly problems that you face when you use your Android device. So I've just listed 3 common problems. There could be many, but I've just listed 3 common problems which are the most common issues that one experiences in while using the Android device. The first one is a poor battery life. The second is reduced performance of the device. And the third is an unresponsive behavior by the gadget or by the device. Which one is the problem that you have faced the most in while using your Android device? I'll just repeat this question for all your audience today. The question is very simple. When you're using your Android device, which is the issue that you face the most while using the Android device? Is it the poor battery life of your gadget, or is it the reduced performance of your gadget, or is it an unresponsive behavior where your screen freezes or that kind of behavior by your gadget? We have close to 70% of today's audience casted their vote. I would give them another uh, 10 more seconds before I close this opinion poll and share the results with the concerned and intelligent audience we have today. So we have, you can see That reduced performance is also a great concern with a lot of people, because with the app ecosystem having millions of apps in the Google Play, that also has a major role to play when your device gets overburdened with the number of apps installed on your device. Also, an unresponsive behavior by a gadget or a device is uh, a concern that a lot of us had reported on our blogs and on the social forums that we engage with our audience on Facebook, Twitter, and other channels. I think we have maximum of our audience casted their votes. I will now close the opinion poll and share the results with you. So we have 71% of today's audience who faced a problem with their poor battery life for the device. We have 12% of the audience who have faced a problem also with the reduced performance of the device. And we have 16% of today's audience who have faced a problem with unresponsive behavior by the gadget or the device. So definitely poor battery life is a grave concern. We have been reported these problems earlier, and we have uh, made several attempts in the past via different social media channels and blogs to inform the audience about the simple ways and tips and tricks how you can improve the battery life of your Android. Without any further ado, let's go ahead with. So, what are the common problems that we have seen? Poor battery life is one of them. Poor connectivity to the Wi-Fi. Now, we have seen this very commonly. People do complain about this, that I'm not able to connect to my Wi-Fi device, and that is causing problems. There's a very simple solution to that. Just restart your device, and your Wi-Fi connections would just go back. Then a lot of people have asked us questions about auto sync that they have faced the problems about. Phone password is something that they are not able to remember. It could be a PIN or it could be a pattern lock, which they forget, is a common problem with Android, and apps are not working. Now, this concerns is about, I feel the concern is more about apps which is not downloaded from the official source of downloading the Android apps, which is the Google Play Store. If you have using third-party app stores to download the software, then this could be a problem with many. What are the tips and tricks to extend the Android battery life? Now, before we talk about it, we just take a little background. What is happening these days? So we have Android devices which come to different screen sizes. The larger the screen size, the greater the load on the battery performance, and that this in turn compromises the battery life of that gadget. Now, there are some tips and tricks that I will be sharing with you. This will not only help you improve the battery performance, but also will help you derive more from your data plans and improve your device storage and overall improve the performance of your device. So there are different versions of Android and available today, and there are different customizations in doing. So even though you do not see the exact steps of particular model here, a little exploring will find you same functionalities on your devices. So if that does not work, please feel free to write us on corporate communications, giving us your device details, and we will share with you, the tricks for your device. Coming to the first one, if you're not using the connectivity, turn it off. Android devices have simple one-touch button for switching off radio signals such as Wi-Fi, GPS, Bluetooth, and more. The quickest solution to improving battery life is to turn these off when not in use. This will help save a lot of resources, and results will definitely impress you. GPS is one of the biggest culprits here. The GPS especially gets turned on when you are using your maps, or you're using a location-based service, such as finding booking a cab, or finding a restaurant, or sharing your location with your friends. Whenever you switch on those services, so it asks you for if you want to switch on the GPS, which is your global positioning system, and to track your exact location, and you can share it with your apps or with your friends. The problem is, once you stop using these services, you forgot to switch it off, and this services takes up a lot of battery life for you. Moving on to the next one, reduce the frequency of your account sync to save your bandwidth. So, do you really need your email app to pull traffic every 10 minutes? The increase This increases the load on your battery and also consumes your precious bandwidth. Rather, set your account sync updates for a longer intervals, or even set it up for that updates that are pulled manually when you actually open the app. This will preserve battery life and also enable you to spend less time looking at your phone for every email that you receive. The same settings and intervals can be used for other apps as well. We've in the screen shown you for the sync Gmail app, and you can do the settings manually, so you can save upon a lot of your battery life. Make use of essential app manager functionalities. Now, every Android device has an app manager, which can be accessed from the settings of your device. By viewing apps through this manager, you can disable notifications from that app completely. You can move the app contents to your external SD card, that's your storage device card, or a storage device rather, and you can also clear the cache of the data related to the app. All these steps will make your device faster and also increase the battery life of your Android device. Turn down the brightness at all times. The brightness levels also cause batteries to drain fast. This is something that can easily be controlled by turning down the brightness levels of your device. The only time you need your screen to be at maximum brightness is when you're outside on a sunny day. At other times, reduce the levels to its lowest. Alternatively, you can set the levels to auto, and this will change the levels as per the amount of ambient light available. Ambient light is your surrounding light. Doing so will drastically improve the battery life of your Android device. Some of the devices have the feature of controlling the brightness of the device right in the control panel when you drag down the menu. For others, you have to go to the settings into the display option, where you can find the settings for the brightness of your device. See the apps that you don't need and just remove them. So if you can see some apps on a device which you do not use, you can just get rid of them, as it's just taking up space, it consumes bandwidth, and it's reducing the strain on your battery. Moreover, if you're seeing some malicious apps with fake names you don't recognize, just uninstall those apps immediately for optimum performance. Further, if you should have apps which automatically detect such unrequired apps and quarantine for attention automatically, an effective security solution goes a long way towards enhancing your battery life. Clear the app caches, and we've already talked about this in the past. You have apps which collect information, data about you, and when this information remains in the cache, it compromises the performance of your device. Deleting individual caches can be done in the apps menu as shown on the screen, but a number of free programs are available on Google Play Store that can automate this process for you. Limit the widgets and the live wallpaper. Many people would argue that widgets are one of the most beneficial things in the Android device. They can be helpful for finding information quickly, without having to open the app, but at the same time, it can eat your battery life and slow your device to a very large extent. Reducing the number of widgets, especially data intensive ones like Facebook, will help your smartphone or tablet run smoothly and last longer. You can remove widgets from the home screen by long pressing the ones you wish to delete and dragging it to the top of the screen. Another cool Android feature is the option to use a light wallpaper as your device background. Sorry, there was a fog in my throat. Another cool feature that's available in Android is usage of a live wallpaper. Now, this live wallpaper is background. Now, you must have seen a lot of live papers which have, the beaming or the other effects, the falling of leaf effects, the water effect on your screen. Although all of this looks very beautiful, but as a matter of fact, these live wallpapers slow down your device and it drains your battery. You can also change the wallpapers with a long press on the home screen and change them either to a static live paper or just turn off the live wallpapers. Disable animations. A hidden setting option in Android will give you access to commands you may have never known or existed. In your phone, go to the settings and about the phone and scroll down to the build number and tap it several times. You'll see the access to developer options. These special settings allow you to do a variety of things. They're meant for advanced users and shouldn't be changed unless you know exactly what you're doing. One tweak that will speed up your device is disabling animations within the operating system. To do this, open Settings, go to the Developer options and scroll down to Drawing option. Next, turn off the Windows animation scale, transition animation scale, and animated duration scale. Mind you, you should do this only if you are a developer or you know what exactly you're doing because this can have serious effects on your phone. So do not do this unless and until you're sure what you're doing. The most important thing is get software updates. Manufacturers and carriers continually push out new software updates to the device. It is imperative to be on the latest firmware or the software of your device, as updates usually include security and bug fixes, among others that will improve the overall stability of the device. And the next is do not root your phone. So risk takers and advanced users can root their devices. This will open door to a new feature and even greater performance boosts. Rooting gives you the ability to overlock the device processor, install a custom ROM and other things. However, it voids the warranty of your device and sometimes it can also cause irreversible damage to your device. It's time for another opinion poll. What are the types of apps that you download mostly? Is it the utility apps? Is it the entertainment apps? Is it the games apps? The news apps? The productivity apps? So we have also asked this question to our registrants of today's webinar before they you know uh, entered today's webinar. It was on Tuesday when we sent out an invitation email to ask people to participate into this survey. So this is a multiple choice answer. You can choose as many as you want. Uh, Look at your phone and tell us what are the apps that are there on your phone that you have downloaded. Is it a utilities app? It's an entertainment, it's a game app, it's a news app, or a productivity app. I'm sure a lot of people would have nice utilities or a productivity app on their phone because this is a need of the hour. Nobody today in today's fast world, nobody has the time or the opportunity of sitting in front of the news machines where you get the news of the world. So utilities app like or news app can give you a lot of information there, sitting at your desk. It's easy on your fingertips. Likewise, people who do shopping online can do their shopping on the go. They do not need to sit on front and sit in front of their desktops to do the shopping. All they have to do is just install the app on their Android smartphone, and with the flick of a button, you have the entire shopping arena open in front of you, and you can do the shopping there. Productivity apps are basically apps which help you do your stuff. It could be a reminder app, it could be your calendar app, it could be your document viewer app, and all those apps which help you increase your productivity. Uh, we have about 60% of today's audience casted their vote. I would wait for another 10 seconds before everyone else casts their vote, and I'll close this opinion poll and share the result with you. I think a lot, many have casted their vote, and now I can go ahead and close the opinion poll and share the results with you. So we have close to 78% of today's audience who have utility apps on their Android device. 35% of them have entertainment apps also. 29% for games, 29% for news, 33% for productivity. That's that's very similar to what the opinion poll answers we received from the audience when we casted this opinion poll via the survey we conducted amongst our audience. There's something that I would like to share with you about what are the top apps which drain your battery. Now, this was a survey that was conducted by a famous website, and this was published on their website. The website's name is CNET, where you can download all these apps. Now, the top 10 performing in terms of performance, the apps which drain your battery life. The first is Facebook, followed by Path, 9gag, funny pictures, videos, Instagram, Spotify Music, BBM, that's BlackBerry Messenger, QQ, Text Plus, Wattpad, and iFunny. These all apps are the top 10 apps which drain your battery life. If you have these apps on your device, then you should, look into saving by your battery life. The game apps, which is a graver concern for a lot of other people, which drain away your battery life. The first is Puzzles and Dragons, Heyday, Candy Crush Saga, Minecraft. This game became very famous in the month of March this year. It also had a vulnerability where using the Minecraft vulnerability, a lot of people affected with a malware, and their devices were compromised. Cookie Jam was another very famous game. Pet Rescue Saga again by King. Clash of Clans by Supercell. Bubble Watch 2 Saga by King. Farm Hero Saga by King again, and Angry Birds, the Rovio mobile most famous app. These apps are the culprits, and they drain away your battery life drastically. So if you have these apps, these game apps, you can remove them and improve the performance of your battery life. Coming to a very important topic here. Do you think a friendly advice here will be helpful? Now, I remember when I speak to my friends about any questions I have, or let me tell you an example of what happened to me the other day when I was traveling on the highway. So before going to another city, I was driving to another city, and I happened to meet a friend of mine before I touched the highway, and very in a very friendly manner, he said, Nikhil, before you go ahead and drive on the highway, just make sure your tire pressure is accurate, and your fuel is filled to the complete level so that you don't face any problem. Now, this is a very common thing that you would say, and there is nothing unique or there is nothing different out of the world that he told me. But it was a friendly advice with a concern, and this friendly advice was at the correct time when I needed it the most. I was about to hit the highway. It is a common practice for everyone to check the tire pressure when you hit the highway or check the fuel levels when you check the highway. But a friendly advice there made me aware that it is how important it is before I hit the highway and I check these things. Now, these advices change your life, change the way you think, change the way you act upon when you are, out in the open. In the similar way, uh, when there are people who said that wish there was somebody who would help them while they are using their Android device and they're using it on their Android device, the apps that they're using or anything that they're using there. If there could be somebody who would tell them that this is a problem and this needs to be fixed right away before I go ahead and investigate and find what the problem is and find a solution. If somebody could just right away tell me this is a problem and you can fix it. So we at Quick Heal thought about the same, and here we are introducing to you Fantastic. Fantastic is just not an app, but it's a friend of your phone. Let's go ahead and see what does Fantastic do and how does Fantastic help uh, the users of Android mobile phones in the way they go about what are the ways in which this helps you boost not even your productivity but also the security of your device. The blue card in the Fantastic that you see on the screen is a helpful advisor. It advises you to turn on or turn off important features on your phone. The orange, the need of speed is here. It tells you to optimize the device. If you're tired of snoopy people, you can protect your privacy here. You can access, you can lock your app access or your vault. You can also block phone numbers where you can get rid of people troubling you. Then you can stay safe with security features on your devices. You can stay away, if you're worried about malware and viruses, you can stay away from them using the security feature. The green card is a healthy sign. So this card will tell you that your device is healthy. Everything in the app which is running at an optimum level and there is no cause of worry to you. This is how helpful the app can be. It's so relieving to say that everything is working fine, everything is normal, and there is nothing to worry about. It's a very good sign. The red card is a warning although. It notifies you of critical events on your phone. All of this is automated. This is automatic. You don't have to do anything. If there is something wrong in your phone, like if there is a malware detector, if there's an adware detector, the Fantastic app will directly tell you that there is something critical and you need to take an action upon. This is how friendly it is. The orange card here is a precautionary sign. It notifies you in advance before things go bad. Like for example, your battery is draining too fast and you are using critical apps that are draining your batteries. This app will tell you what is to be done in case you want to save your battery life. Then the next is your advanced features. These features are also available with the premium Fantastic, which is the Fantastic paid app. Let's see in detail how does Quick or how does Fantastic help you. Fantastic is an all-in-one app for Android devices built with multiple productivity and security features. It enhances your device's battery life and performance and lets you block unwanted calls and messages. Sorry. First, it helps the device perform faster. It enhances the phone's battery life. It fights Android's viruses and malwares, and it tracks your phone in case it's lost or stolen. In optimization, this enhances your device performance by killing running apps that are idle and are not being used. Uh, Battery keeps it keeps a track of the device's battery life. It kills the running apps that drain out the battery power. It notifies you with an alarm sound when the battery level becomes critically low, and can configure settings and disable unnecessary apps that consume too much battery. Data usage. It tracks and sets your cellular data limit to manage the data that you use on your cell phone. This helps you ensure that your data is not used unnecessarily. You can set your data plan depending on your monthly or weekly requirement. After you set the plan, you can view the remaining days and the remaining mobile data for you. In privacy, it blocks numbers. So you can block calls and messages from known unknown numbers. You can blacklist numbers starting or ending with particular series. You can spam messages if you're getting it on your phone. Those can be blocked. It can be these spam messages can be based on keywords. You can block international numbers and report any unwanted number to TRAI, that is Telephone Regulatory Authority of India. Privacy Advisor, it identifies the apps that might cost you money, harm your privacy, and access the internet or affect the overall security of your device. You can have consolidated views of apps with various permissions like access to location, identification information, networks, personal data, accounts, device administrator, etc. Depending on the permissions an app asks you, you can decide whether to keep it or to uninstall it. In security parameters, you have antivirus. Now, antivirus protects your device against malicious and harmful apps with real-time scans, scheduled scans, background scans, and cloud scans. View the list of threats detected during these scans under categories such as unresolved, resolved, or quarantined actions. Anti-theft. You can remotely lock your device or your lost or stolen device and wipe its data by sending predefined messages to your device. You can also track your phone's location on the map. If your device SIM card is changed, you will get a notification on your alternate contact number that you have predefinedly inserted when you activate the device or activated this app. A part of this feature is intruder detection. It captures the photos of anyone who attempts to unlock your device using a wrong password. We can also enable the anti-theft feature to lock your device if its SIM card is changed, record a video or audio of its nearby surroundings in case it gets lost or stolen. This brings us to the end of today's webinar. Thank you very much for joining us in today's webinar. As I said earlier, if you have any questions on the webinar, you can ask me right now as we begin the question and answer session. In case you have any questions for later, please make a note of the email address where you can contact us. The email address is corporatecommunications@quickheal.co.in. If you would like to follow us on Facebook, the Facebook address is facebook.com/quickhealav. The Twitter handle is twitter.com/quickheal. The YouTube channel where this webinar will be hosted would be youtube.com/quickheal. And if you would like to follow us and share updates on Google Plus, the bit.ly address to it is bit.ly/quickheal Google Plus. This presentation would be hosted on SlideShare. The URL for SlideShare is slideshare.net/quickheal PPTs. To know more about QuickHeal products, you can visit us at www.quickheal.com. To know more about the security world, you can follow us on our blog site, which is blogs.quickheal.com. We now begin with the question and answer session. Thank you very much for joining us. Missing that. Okay. Was not working? Mute is not working. This is not working. Let's see the questions. Vidya Shankar Dubey had asked us this morning, antivirus, although there is an antivirus in his device, it still has decreased the device performance drastically. As I have already mentioned in my presentation with Shankar, there is a lot of apps that would drain your battery life, and also they would compromise the device performance. So you could use the tips from this webinar, and that could probably help you in uh, you know improving the device performance. In case you have specific questions, please feel free to ask us. Next question we have from, we have a question from Mr. Gopal Raju. He says, the information present in this webinar, is it applicable to tablets too? Yes, sir, this information is applicable to Android tablets too. Prashant Prajapati had asked us this question, routing of the phone, is it good or bad? So Prashant, as we have said this earlier, routing of your phone, although it opens up a lot of opportunities for you to improve the performance of device and do things on a device, but basically, rooting of devices, what we have also seen in the past, causes irreversible damages to your devices. The first and the foremost thing, you lose the warranty on your device. So, we do not advise you to root your devices. Rooting of your devices also may open up vulnerabilities where the security of your device gets compromised. And so we do not recommend you to root the devices, because if in case there is a malware attack, uh, the information is at stake, and which nobody would like to lose this information to criminals, cyber criminals. So Sandeep Shah has asked us this question: which way to extend my Android battery? Sandeep, we have shared this entire presentation on extending the battery life of our Android. So we have listed out many things here. So if there is services that's running on your apps, like your GPS, Wi-Fi, your GPRS, those eat up a lot of battery life. You can close these services when they are not in use to improve the battery life of your Android device. Kundan Kumar has asked us this question: how to move apps to external storage device for clearing phone memory in Android. So, Kundan Kumar, we have shown you a screenshot where when you go into the settings of your Android and into the applications, there is an option on a lot of Android devices where you can move your uh, app from your device storage to external storage device like your SD cards. Nilesh Swami has asked us this question: how to tackle the problem of phone or the smartphone getting overheated. So, Nilesh, as I said, the devices gets overheated due to several factors. One, if you have multiple services running on your devices, all these services take up your battery life and use your battery life to run all the services required. So using many services at the same time will definitely increase the battery usage, in turn will heat up your phone. So kindly, if you are using not using these services, you can switch off those services and save your battery life, and also resolve the problem where the overheating of your device is a concern. Divya Ruchani has asked us a question. While using few apps, the device screen freezes. Yes, Divya, this is a concern that a lot of people have shared with us. As I said, there are a lot of apps. If you have installed a lot of apps on a device, which take up services, different kind of services, and especially when you're not using those devices, these services remain active. So if you are not using any apps on your device, which are obsolete apps or apps that you don't recognize installing, then just uninstall those apps. Just clear out the space, because overburdening your devices will cause performance issues. I hope this helps. Chaitanya has asked us a question where uh, he's using a Galaxy Grand Prime and Samsung Galaxy Grand Prime, and in a video, a guy asks to remove a chip behind the battery. He said that it sends info to Samsung and also drains battery. Is that true? Chaitanya, please do not believe in rumors. Uh, the device information that is captured by Android is already published by Google. There is a lot of information that Google captures about you when you use the device, like your location, your first time you have activated the four apps that you use. So, a lot of information Google uses it to improve their user experience and for other research that they conduct internally. But if you removing or tampering your devices because some guy on the video has said something is not advisable, because if the device manufacturer will tell you in case there is any problem. So don't believe in these rumors. There is no truth in what is being said about tampering your devices, because that will what it will do, it will just not render damage to your device, but it will also void the warranty that you have on the device. Uh, Ramya has asked us a question. In case she's not able to attend the webinar or wants to see the webinar again, what can be done? So, Ramya, as I said, this webinar will be hosted on our YouTube channel. So you can go to youtube.com/quickheal, and in there is a playlist called as webinars. All the webinars, not only this, but all the webinars in the past are hosted there. You can click on any video and start watching the webinar. Ajinkya Bhutkar has asked us a question. Will Fantastic track my phone in case it is stolen? So, Ajinkya, as I said, and hard formatted. I don't know what you exactly mean by hard formatted, but I'll tell you what happens, Ajinkya. When your phone gets lost or stolen, the device screen gets locks itself, and it does not unless and until a password is put which you had set for activating the anti-theft. Unless and until that password is put, the device does not get unlocked. So there your device becomes, device becomes secure, and using the predefined text messages, you can track the device, not only track the device, but you can lock your device and you can also wipe off the information from your phone. Satish Patil has thanked us for a beautiful session. Well, Satish, thank you very much for joining us on this webinar, and we hope to see you at on our next webinars also. Divya Ruchwani, I'm sorry, has asked us a question. Uh, Quick Heal Antivirus has blocked my device. Will you help me in this? Well, Divya, if you have forgotten your password, there is an option to reset your password. So a link is sent to your registered email address, and that link, with the help of that link, you'll be able to reset the password. In case you need any technical assistance, please feel free to write to our technical support department. You can write to them via our website. The URL for that is www.quickheal.co.in/submit ticket. You can visit the support section of our Quickheal website and you can write to a support department. In case you are calling from, if you are from India, then you can dial in our technical support number, which is 927 22 33 000. Anand Dubey has asked us this question. I have reset my phone, but the Monkey Test app runs automatically. Anand, I think you need a technical help in this regard. I recommend you talk to an expert here, or you can, in case you need any help, you can speak to our technical support department. Probably somewhere, our engineer there would be able to help you with your queries. Nilesh Swami has asked us a question. Is there any utility from Quick Heal to resolve the same issue? Not sure what issue is he mentioned. Okay, I think he is talking, Nilesh is talking about the overheating problem that he had mentioned earlier. So Nilesh, there is no utility from Quickheal, but there is a utility about increasing the performance of your device by closing in applications. So this in turn will also help with the heating problem of your device. If the apps that you're using is draining out your battery quicker, which means that this will also result in heating of your device. If you could stop those applications draining your battery, then you will be at help by Quickheal's fantastic app. Datta Ambekar has asked us this question, how to identify the apps which drains maximum battery in Android phone. So what you can do is you can go to the settings in your app and look at the performance of your device in the settings of your device. You can see uh, in power management where a lot of where is your power being utilized in your device, but that will actually help you only know which apps is using what power and how much of battery is used in every app, as you would be surprised to see the maximum number of maximum amount of power from your battery is used by the screen of an app. I hope this helps you answer the question. But as I said, even in my webinar earlier, there is a list of apps that I shared with you. Those are the battery eating apps which drain your battery to a large extent. Prakash Chandra has asked us a question. Clean Master is good for Android mobile phone. Well, Prakash, I can't speak on behalf of Clean Master, but I can tell you that we have Wikileaks Fantastic uh, app which proactively tells you what is wrong or what is something that you should worry about your device, like I've shown in the earlier screens, where this proactively tells you what needs to be done with your device and how you can improve the performance of your device. Pratha Saha has asked us a question. I'm using Samsung S Duos for last 1 year. I'm facing a problem with the battery life of the device. Sometimes it comes down from 40% to 5% within a couple of minutes. Is my battery defective or it happens to some apps? So, Partha, this happens not only because of apps, but it majorly happens because of the services that these apps use. What you need to do is first you need to check. I've given you the list of common apps which drain a lot of battery. For example, Facebook takes up a lot of battery life from your device, and Facebook actually drains a lot of battery. Secondly, if you're using GPS services on your maps or you're sharing your location services using Facebook or any other app, then that also drains a lot of your battery. So these services like the GPS, the Wi-Fi, the GPRS service, these your screen, all of this collectively is responsible for draining the battery of your phone. So you need to take care of all of this collectively. So as I said earlier, when you're not using these services, please turn them off. Whenever you're using your phone, put the battery to the minimum or to less brightness. Only when you're outside on a sunny day when you can't actually see the screen, you can increase the brightness of your screen. But the best way to do is just close the apps which are not used by you, or close the services when you're not using them. This is the best practice I can suggest you here. Pradeep Kole has asked us a question. Is there any utility app to protect advertisements in many apps? So, Pradeep, if you are asking about the adwares that are present, then this fantastic app has an inbuilt security feature which will block the adwares, in your phone. Divya Ruchwani has said thank you for the wonderful webinar and interesting Q&A session. She's liked the session and should know when the next session will be conducted. So Divya, we conduct webinars on a very regular basis. Our webinars are usually conducted on Fridays. It's usually 2 times a month. We have an upcoming webinar next Friday, and that is on your enterprise. This is basically for enterprise security, where information that is being leaked out of your organization, how that can be stopped, is the topic of the webinar. You can visit us our website, know more about the webinars. Also, we hope to see you at our next webinar. Thank you very much for attending today's webinar. I think we have done with all the questions for today. I'm now going to hand over the mic to Saurabh to conclude the proceedings of today's webinar. Thank you very much, everyone, and wish you a great weekend. Thank you very much.
Thank you everyone for being with us for this webinar. We hope the webinar has helped you understand the 5 simple ways to boost your Android battery life in a better manner. Have a great day ahead. Goodbye.